when I started going to the gym and I transitioned into becoming that person that would go to the gym and would be consistent at the gym, whether you want to call him a gym bro or a gym rat or whatnot, just living that fitness lifestyle. There were a lot of things that I had to sacrifice, a lot of transitions, a lot of changes to my life that I had to make, and a lot of people that I had lost that I had to lose in order for me to be more consistent at the gym. People that I had to stay away from, people that I had to sever ties with. And it's not because I didn't like them or that I had anything against them. It's just when you're trying to create the life that you want, you really had to put in time and you really had to put in effort and you have to make those sacrifices and you have to be aware of the choices that you're making. Because a lot of times we make these choices subconsciously. We're not aware of the choices that we're making. And I think that that's one of the things that people don't understand when I tell them that we're here in this situation because of the choices that we've made. Because the way that I understood it is that a lot of these choices that we make are subconscious. We're not even aware of them. It's the moment that you choose to be aware. You have to choose to be aware of the decisions that you're making, and then you'll begin to improve on that. But what I was trying to say is that I did lose a lot of friends, and I completely went off subject there. I forgot what I was trying to say. But when you're trying to become a better person and you're going through the process of becoming that person that goes to the gym, now I remember, you're going to lose a lot of people. And one of the ways that I coped is that because I had nobody to talk to and who I can go with or to, I'm trying to find the word to say here, to get some advice from, because there's a lot of people that you can ask for advice, but they're not really in that situation. So when I was transitioning, I didn't know anybody else out there that was transitioning as well and was going through these changes. So I started leaning more towards content because I was listening to the people that were actually going through those changes and they were guiding me through it. And they were telling me, well, when you first started going to the gym, this is what's going to happen. And sure enough, it did start happening. I did start losing a lot of my friends. And I guess that's one of the reasons that I make these videos now too, is because a lot of the content that I watched helped me out. And so now I'm paying it forward because I feel like I'm in a better situation than I was in before because I took the time to make the changes necessary in my life to be in this situation. But what I'm trying to say is that you go through that process and you lose all those people and you don't have anybody to talk to. And for me, talking to this phone, now I'm talking to a camera, was a coping mechanism. It was a coping mechanism. It allowed me to vent the things that I was going through without actually having to dump my problems on anybody else or anybody who wasn't interested in listening to them. Because a lot of times we go to people and we tell them our problems and we try to get some advice, but they're being nice, but at the same time they got problems of their own. There are things that they're going through on their own, and they may not be the best people for you to get that advice from because they've never been in the situation that you're trying to go through. And so that's why I started making these videos, is because it allowed me to release some of that tension that I had built up inside of me. And at the same time, I was trying to help people out because it's something that I've been wanting to do. Because after a while, I had a job that played pretty good, but it wasn't everything. And I guess it hits, you have to be at that point in your life that once you realize that, like, all right, well, money is good, but it's not everything. And I'm not saying that money is bad either, but it's not everything. There's other things besides that. It reminds me of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And if you don't know what that is, then I recommend that you check it out. Basically, what it is that it's a upside down pyramid, and it tells you everything that a human being needs to be happy in their life. And it starts off with the most basic needs that you might not even be aware of, which is breathing, eating, drinking water. You know, you have to be able to survive for you to be able to hit that next level in the pyramid, which would then be probably something like getting clothes, sheltering, feeling safe, feeling comfortable. And then from there, you will expand to I don't know the exact framework of this pyramid off the top of my head, but I have an idea of it. Is that it will probably be, all right, well, now I have to have a good job, make good money, be all right before I can go on to the next level, which is actually creating the life that I want to live, being happy, and start creating in general, being more creative. And that's where I feel like I'm at right now, is that I've hit that level in that pyramid, but it took time. I watched that video a long time ago, and because I was unhappy, and I was like, all right, well, I guess these are the things that I have to do in order for me to be happy. Am I 100% happy? No, it's life. We're not going to be happy all the time. If I tell you that I'm happy every single day, then I would be lying. But for the most part, I'm a lot happier than I was years ago. Years ago, I was drinking myself under the table. That's how unhappy I was. I was ducking on my problems and I was just letting them pile up, and it would make me feel worse. And even after the day afterwards, when I woke up after partying, hungover, trying to recover, I'd spend half the day trying to recover, wake up around 1, and then not do anything for the rest of the day because I felt terrible. But the reason was because I was throwing away so much of my time and it was eating me up. I didn't realize it at that time. I would wake up and I would have this feeling like, I guess, what am I doing with my life? That's what I was feeling at the moment. What is it that I'm doing with my life? I'm doing this all the time. I'm getting older. Time is passing me by and I'm not getting any better. And it took me waking up in the hospital after a motorcycle accident from partying one night for me to actually finally mature at 32 and wake up. I literally woke up in the hospital not knowing how I got there, but that's what it took for me to wake up. And from there, I guess you could say that I got scared straight, because I really did. I knew that if I kept going down that route, that I wasn't going to be around for much longer. And that's part of going to the gym. It's not just that you want to look good, you want to be healthier so you can live a better life, so you can live longer, hopefully. That's one of the reasons that we do it. But at the end of the day, we don't know what's going to happen to us. We just have an idea of we want to be healthy and we want to be around for as long as we can be, for our friends or for our family, or just to be able to enjoy life. But I'm driving down the road right now, recording this video, and who knows what can happen. But this is something that I enjoy doing, and it reminds me of when I started riding motorcycles. Is that once I got on that motorcycle, I knew what I was getting myself into. I knew what I was getting myself into. Same thing with this, but it does bring me joy and it does bring me pain at the same time, because there's times that I want to quit, especially during the editing process. The editing process is probably the most difficult part of making these videos. And that's the part that we don't see unless the content creator's niche is content creation and they actually show us how to edit videos. But I guess the point is that you have to put in the energy into that. And for you to put in the energy into something, it would have to be something that you really enjoy doing. I know that people don't, you being passionate about it seems a little bit cliche, but you do have to be passionate about it. And that passion's not always going to be there. I mean, yesterday, I'll be honest with y'all guys, I thought about just walking away, not putting up yesterday's short because I was done. But I had to take the time, and I told myself, and I really had this conversation with myself. The voice inside of me was telling me that I wanted to quit. And the voice externally now was like, because I had two voices, one talking inside of me and one talking out loud, which is the one that won, which is me, the person that you're seeing here today, was saying that, do you really want to quit? No, you don't want to quit, because you've already gone too far and you know that you're going to regret it. If you miss that one day that you didn't put up that short, there's no turning back. You can't rewind that. You've already had this streak going for so long that once you miss that one day of that streak, that's it. It's done. You got to start all over. And do you really want to start all over when you've been doing it? God knows how many days straight you've been doing it now. Just keep going. Don't stop. It's part of the process. There's going to be times that you want to quit, but you got to keep going. But anyways, keep your head up, stay focused, stay disciplined, stay consistent, and I will talk to y'all guys in the next talking video.